Artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. Well, hello there you delicious lot, I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey and welcome along to another episode of Draw with Mikey, episode 138. Hi, if you're a little bit new, lovely to have you. This is a midweek super casual rambling show where I just share whatever artwork I happen to have been up to recently, good, bad or otherwise. Maybe you guys are getting your own art stuff and thing done in the background, and the main point is for me to touch bases. So basically, if you've got anything to say, thoughts, feelings, feedback, questions, get yourself in the comment section below, and with any luck, I'll be reading it next time around. Also, because this is so rough around the edges and unedited, and I've kept your standard expectations so low, I'm more than happy to let you know that I'm feeling like super zen and chill right now. I've just had a lovely bowl of stew, so if I just kind of, trail off and start taking a nap, start coming across as really sleepy tired, please understand. Also, grab yourself a cup of tea and or coffee if you want to, I'd strongly recommend it. And yeah, how the devil are you guys doing? So a little bit of the updates. What's been going on at my end? Well, so number one, we got a sponsorship in last week's video. It was indeed Raid Shadow Legends. They are prolific, they are everywhere, and they're willing to do something that YouTube basically isn't these days, and that's pay me. So I'm more than proud to shout out about them if they want to sponsor a video. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends, guys. And also, so probably by the time I'm actually sitting down and editing this, I've probably put in another awkward replacement intro song instead of a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure intro, on the off chance that our Elf Maiden artwork that I happen to be doing in the background right now is so salubrious and safe enough that maybe, just maybe, YouTube will monetize this, but you never know them, they're just a bunch of weirdos. And the reason why is because the first Draw of Mikey I did, it's about 5 episodes ago. Don't worry, this isn't going to go into a long moan. But the first Draw of Mikey I did about 5 episodes ago when I came back to YouTubing again on this channel, it got hit with a monetization claim. I disputed it. And what happens is you dispute it and they say yes or no. And if they say no, then it goes into a proper appeal. And when you win the appeal, because it is fair use, they can't dispute it again and they leave you alone. So what they did this time is they claimed it, I disputed it, they didn't respond within 30 days, that time frame, so the video became mine again. 3 days later, they did a stage 1 claim again on the same video for the exact same thing. So it turns out that Warner Music Group, oh I bloody love them, can actually copy claim stage 1 twice if they want to, on the off chance that you'll forget the first time, or at least forget the second time round. Oh man, dealing with these people. So we're going back to alternative songs. I'm so sorry. Thank you for bearing with. Maybe I'll have to do a new intro soon. I'm going to miss the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure intro, but it's one of the biggest pains in my side these days. It really, really is. That and all the demonetization. So yeah, long story short, what I was just getting at is that in the background, I'm just sharing some Elf Maiden Priestess concept designs I've been working on live on Twitch, twitch.tv/mikeymegamega, where basically through a kind of Dojin idea thing, not Dojin actually, just an adult comic idea thing I had going on in the back of my mind, I needed to just start playing around with designs of some semi-Greek inspired acolyte maiden things. So the acolytes are a little bit on the left doing some more hard work, and the priestess maidens a bit more on the right, just playing around with different robe formations and seeing what goes on there. What are you guys working on? Come and tell me. Also, really quick question for this week, because I'm always stealing your ideas. Guys, I have recently completed playing The Last of Us, and I've recently just started playing The Last of Us 2, also on Twitch. Don't worry, it's not a hard Twitch sell. I've played the first part, I'm going to call it, of The Last of Us 2, having done it completely raw. No spoilers had hit me or anything like that, and don't worry, no spoilers for you. But let's just say it's very, very emotional and very hard-hitting. So I was just wondering, what video games for you guys, whether it's recent or a long, long time ago, had some really hard-hitting emotional moments that made you just think, wow, this is a really, really good piece of media entertainment. It's not just a good video game. This is a really good story, or a really good thing to happen, or a really good character narrative, or at least really emotional. So guys, let me know your suggestions. Video games that have just had those really deep, hard-hitting emotional moments that have really just done it for you. Because for me, having just played The Last of Us 1 and really getting into... And by the way, I'm just about to start reading your comments, I do promise. Having just gone through all that relationship with Joel and Ellie and then playing The Last of Us 2. Oh, mate. it's really something. So I've just taken a little break after starting that video game a couple days before I do the next play part. Although maybe I'm doing it live right now, although it's Wednesday. I think people are trying to do a blackout on Wednesday. Maybe I'm playing it on Tuesday. That's right now when I'm recording. Or maybe on Thursday. You never know. Anything else that I need to update you on? Let me just sip this tea. Oh, yeah. So the reason why I'm showing the Acolyte Maiden stuff, it's a little bit of some older designs we're working with. It's just because the Kudenai picture isn't done yet. And yes! Oh, here we go. So, last week, I saw it come flooding back. So, last week I did Hinata times Jiraiya fan art. And I wanted to create this, like, NTR-esque kind of, like, Jiraiya's taking advantage of Hinata's interest in Naruto sort of thing. It turns out some of you guys love that, and some of you guys hate that. I had no idea. So some of you guys really, really hate NTR. So Netrarare. So I just want to make sure I am understanding this right before I go down this alley. Is it basically, do you guys just hate it because it's Naruto characters not in a relationship that they are in Naruto? Or, and it might be both, do you guys hate NTR? And this is just for ones of you who do hate it, because I'm proper curious. Like, tell me, do you guys hate it because it's like, you know, being unfaithful to a relationship? Because I'm just really curious, because this is set when Hinata's not in a relationship with Naruto. So it's Jiraiya taking advantage of it, but there's no unfaithfulness technically, except in the wider world of Naruto. They do end up as a couple, so maybe it's still unfaithful in the long term, even though it's not at the time that fan art set. I'm super, super curious. Is it the overall immorality of the moment, or is it just because you guys ship Naruto and Hinata like really, really hard? But basically, yeah, when I posted that on Twitter and so on, you guys really came out of the woodwork to tell me what I can and can't draw. And don't worry, guys, I did double check, and it turns out when I got some paper out the other day, I can still draw whatever the hell I want, so I'm not too worried. But equally, you know, kind of growing on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, it's all down to you guys. So I am happy to hear what you've got to say. Although it does mean in today's comments we might get a bit boohoo. However, the power of Draw with Mikey is it's got to be honest and it's got to be real. So I'm going to read through everything that I can see. And that being said, let's make our way down. So, yeah, by the way, I'm going to cancel my plans for the Hinata abortion comic. I was going to do a whole thing about how Jiraiya, when he's doing Hinata, goes into sage mode just before he, you know, reaches Excelsior, and she's not into it, and then she panics and she gets an abortion because she's not sure if it's going to come out part person or part toad, and then Jiraiya finds out later that she was pregnant, and it's like really dark and emotional, and it destroys Naruto's... No, I'm only kidding. I was never going to do that, but I started posting about that just to rub people the wrong way. Yeah, has everybody left now? Have I alienated everybody? Let's get our sweet selves down into the comment section. Kai the Guy says, me, reads the title. Also me, rereads the title to make sure I'm not seeing shit. So guy, is it just the use of the word NTR or Netrarare? Does that like signify even worse stuff than I think it does? I just wasn't expecting such a strong reaction. Toxic Black says, 4 dislikes already. I can't believe people are this early just to dislike. Oh, that's the way of YouTube, Toxic Black. I really don't worry about it. And Turka Demiray says, me, why the NTR, Mikey? Why? Also me, remembering that I wrote, voice of an angel, mind of a perverted degenerate, handsome demon. Right. Hey, thank you very much. Also, hey, I'm no more or less perverted, I don't think. I mean, I'm very in touch with my pervert side. But, you know, it's for people who try to squeeze it down and pretend it's not there and squash it away, who like snap when they're in their late 40s and start killing people in the woods. So it's one or the other. I'd rather wear it on my sleeve and be proud. As long as I'm doing nobody no harm, I don't care. Owl Smoke says, Mikey needs therapy from the PTSD he gets from being age restricted. Yeah. No, this is real. Like, now... Okay, I'm not making light of any of these topics. Can I just put that, like, disclaimer there? Because I know it's very serious and it's very real. But YouTube is getting copyright claimed and YouTube randomly demonetizing our videos is the equivalent of women getting sent unsolicited dick pics on social media. Like, we might not talk about it because it gets boring, but it still happens all the fucking time. I log into my email or my YouTube video history, like, once every 1 or 2 days, just to double check that YouTube hasn't randomly demonetized more of my content and not told me about it. That's how it is. Oh, also, is anybody like hanging out on Twitter? I feel like there's a recent spate of a lot of very brave women obviously coming forward and talking about like loads of like abuse allegations and stuff. Not allegations, like I guess confirmed abuse from other people in like the art and video games industry. Fucking hell, like yeah, much love to all the people out there who've had to suffer anything that's fucking horrible like that. Just, Jesus. It's so weird. It's like, just don't fucking abuse women and just live your... mate, it's easier said than done for some of these people, I guess. Anyway, long story short, I see there's all sorts of things happening on social media, trending stuff, and I just want to throw out some love out there and just say, hey, man, you know, just look after each other and shit. And like, if you're dealing with stuff like that, talk to somebody about it. Absolutely. In the moment, it might not never seem as horrific as it does later when you've got some base to kind of look back on it and be like, oh shit, actually, that was really un-okay. And yeah, just like as long as you're feeling brave enough and in a good enough spot, don't keep quiet about it. Because, you know, the majority of people are here to support you and make sure that shit doesn't happen. But it's a fucked up place. Male-led industries. So what are we going to do? Anyway, that's enough white knighting from me. Damn Daniel says, I love how Mikey is the most wholesome guy. I mean, he really seems genuinely good-hearted. Oh, hey, thank you very much. But at the same time, he draws the weirdest stuff. But seriously, yeah, that's true. But seriously, I enjoyed the video and the art is well done. Hey, thank you very much. Nakano Miku, no damn Daniel, thank you. Nakano Miku says, just because there are people who said poor Jediah in the Tsunade times Orochimaru doesn't mean you could do this. It's forbidden. Wow. Okay, so no more Jediah times Hinata. I mean, are you sure? What if we did just a little bit more? Just a few. I mean, I've got the highest tier on Patreon to think about, so maybe just a little bit more. Nakano, I'm going to unsubscribe. Nakano Miku says, oh no, I've just read that. Krim says, Mikey posts a fic Hinata. YouTube, we do not support this. They never do. And Stornlius says, Mikey, wait, are all these Dios real or is it some fun joke? Jojo's Bizarre Adventure anime. Of course this isn't real. The manga and the game. Yeah. Oh, so are you saying that in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the manga, and any spin-off content, including video games, there are indeed god-to-level Dios and all these other pseudo-Dios that kick in that aren't currently in the anime? So, also, JoJo's update. I'm currently on Season 4, as mentioned, Diamond is Unbreakable, and I've just done, I think, maybe episode 10. Basically, I've just watched the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode where they go to the Italian restaurant and all that really fucked up shit starts happening that's like changing the nature of people's bodies. And then I really, really loved that episode because it just turned out to be totally wholesome. And the chef, who is a stand user, who is mixing a stand in all the food, it just turns out he's making brilliant food. It was so good. He's just making the best cuisine possible and it's blowing people's minds. And it was just super suspicious because it's really making people's lives better. And it turned out to be, hey, that was a really good JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode. I'd gone through so much of Stardust Crusaders where the same shit happens every time. Like, spoiler alert, if that crew talks to somebody, sits somewhere or sees something, that means that thing and that person is a stand and or a stand user. Like, if I was in season 3 JoJo's, I would be so suspicious I'd be clawing my own eyes out. So it's really lovely to have season 4 JoJo's where they come across a stand user and he's just fine. It's just fine and it's just really, really nice. So yeah, GG, well done season 4, well done. Diamond is Unbreakable. But we'll see how it goes because I'm sure it's probably going to go dark soon. Yaz Art says, it's the biggest betrayal in my life. Oh, I'm so sorry, but yeah. No, Jediah totally took advantage of Hinata. And the thing is like, you can spend your lives thinking that the world's an okay place and maybe you wanted to keep quiet about it, but I'm going to shine a light on this situation and, be brave, step forward. Antonio R says, Mikey, I'm loving JoJo's Part 4. Me seeing the stone ocean full of Ludigos. Oh, Ludigirls. Also, I love your art. Stone Ocean, which season is that? So there's going to be many more ladies to do. So guys, obviously, I've just asked you, please step forward, get in the comments. Let me know, obviously, the overall NTR feedback. That's very important to me because it will affect the kind of fan art I do. But also, yeah, video games have really good emotional moments. Like, what is out there? But you've just reminded me to ask a third one. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are my eyes and ears. Thank you so much. Hunter Hunter is not massively known for objectifying the ladies. Fantastic, well done, you're so woke. But equally, top 3 waifus, please, from Hunter Hunter. Who are the best 3? If I do a run of Hunter Hunter waifus, which 3 should I pick? Because they're all so, like, deeply characterized. It's absolutely fantastic. It would be really something to sink my teeth into. Please, let me know. Armani Arts says, me, I like thick guys with arm muscles. This man is attractive. Also, don't worry, Mikey, you are someone's type. Oh, is that in reference to me getting really podgy and doing a Tom scar and just getting bigger and bigger around the middle? Yeah. No. Oh, no, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. But I still need to do some exercise eventually. Gaming Dave says, hey, Mikey. Hello there, Gaming Dave. Why haven't you published an art book? Because, Gaming Dave, my own understanding of art and anatomy is getting better and better, but it's still not good enough that I would happily put my name to a book. That being said, it's not completely off the cards because I've said this before, like if you are, and this is my disclaimer, if you're making any kind of how to draw art book or you're trying to do anything that positively increases the likelihood of somebody getting into drawing, fantastic. I'm not hating on you, obviously, my heart's full of love. But when it comes to books on how to draw sexy anime girls, there really aren't many written in English or made by Western artists that are drawing actual anime girls to the standard that I think is teaching worthy. There's a couple in Japan, but there's just many bad ones out there. So I think, I will do a how to draw sexy anime girls book one day. But I still need to build up my own skills and techniques. And the thing is, I get so rusty on stuff, and then I have to relearn it from scratch. Mate, it's a mare. Guys, keep drawing. If you're tempted to draw, start drawing. And if you are drawing, keep drawing. That's my advice. So yeah, we'll get there. Shino Kuma says, I don't like this. Well, that's fair feedback. Oh, and I've just clicked on show more, and in brackets it says, he lied as he breathed. Ooh! Okay. Oh, so publicly we don't like it, but maybe deep down you guys are going to start clicking on that Patreon link and getting involved. Oh shit, that being said. So I obviously all the names pop up at the end, but I tried to name you guys early in the episode so that I don't have to spam fill it in right at the end of the video. The reason I can do what I do, because as mentioned, YouTube's not paying me, is thanks to those delicious patrons on Patreon who will obviously be getting the naughtier versions of Hinata times Jediah, and the highest tier will be getting a further storyboarded version of events surrounding said thing. Let's say no more, but let me just shout out Melissa, Brendan J, Hamongchi L, Danny S, Cairo N, and Justin Joy, you lovely people from last month's patronage. Thank you so much for the support. You are the reason that we can do this. And back to the comments. King Gamer says, no, Mikey, you weren't supposed to do this. It's forbidden that this happens. Really? It's totally not allowed. Nah, I can still draw what I want, but come on, I need to think about you guys as well. Bobby Hill says, NTR, Mikey, brace yourself for the salt. Yeah, mate, I've been seeing. People been vocal. I mean, it's better to communicate than not, but people been vocal. Let me sip this. And Alexa Sweet says, that's the first time I've been faster than my notifications. So I think I'm really splitting a divide here. Some people are just like, yeah, NTR, just go with whatever. I'm curious to see what happens. And some people are just like, no, you will not besmirch my fandom with your filthy mind and antics. Dino Goodley says, your art is like cinnamon. It's spicy and everyone loves it. Almost everyone. And all right, Mortal Kombat babes. Oh, yeah, last week, guys, and we were talking about some other video games and other things. Injustice Gods Among Us, the first one, is now free on Epic Games and PlayStation Store. Just throwing that out there. And also, I asked you guys, who are the Mortal Kombat babes? If I'm going to start looking up the characters, which ones should I be into? But more importantly, which season/iteration of Mortal Kombat should I be looking at? So, what are you saying, Dino? Rubs hands together. Mortal Kombat 2 has classic outfits. Mortal Kombat 9, they look more like swimsuits than ninja costumes, but we're not complaining. And in Mortal Kombat 10, they have more contemporary stuff. Okay, let me just open my... Oh, Jesus. Oh, I had the notepad file open after all. I was just about to start moaning. Dude, thank you very much. I'm just going to Control-C, Control-V that for later. Excellent. And Staconia says, Mikey, I will die on this hill where I stand. Yeah. I'm just repeating myself these days. I'm a bit of a one-beat pony, aren't I? Demonetization. Still draws boobs. Still gets demonetized. If I was smart, I would change it up. I know. I need to be more flexible in life. Oh, and, mate, I'm so sorry for all VOs, but I'm just remembering all of these things as I'm talking to you guys. I have just reached a place emotionally. There's just been enough distance that I'm finally ready to rewatch Game of Thrones Season 8. I think that Game of Thrones Season 8 has completely left people's collective consciousness now. Do you know what I mean? Like, when was the last time you thought about Game of Thrones? Probably not recently. and I'm feeling just okay enough to actually watch it and maybe get Film Cram going again to do a Game of Thrones Season 8 cram to wrap things up. Guys, did you know that I have a second YouTube channel? Film Cram? Yeah, believe it. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. So I'm just like, can I do some Game of Thrones fan art now that Game of Thrones isn't important to anyone? This feels like a nice, safe time to do it now that it's no longer controversial. Obviously, nobody's that interested to click, but like, you know, now that the sea isn't boiling over. And Scintillating Awesomeness, oh, I like your name, says, I don't know how I should feel about this one. Hey, follow your heart. Just be true to yourself. Minea Radu says, Naruto deserves this. He's oblivious to her feelings and womanly charms. There, I wrote the plot. Minea Radu has. Like, Naruto just ignores Hinata a lot. So if Hinata just starts seeking solace and comfort from someone else, well, that's fucking Naruto's fault, isn't it? Come on. Are you guys really hardcore Naruto? No, come on. I don't want to turn this into it, but come on. No, it's fine. Monster of Analysis says, Luigi says, it's a picture, but I wouldn't call it art. That's fair. Luigi memes. And Sportscar120 Go says, YouTube, demonetized. Well, yes, of course they do. Let me just vibe down here. Noxian says, lap dancer in Berlin. I see Mikey likes going to brothels. Excuse me. No. Thank you very much. They're not brothels. They are gentlemen's clubs and strip joints. Thank you very much. I love a good lappy, but brothels is a completely different man. Okay, I love a good lappy, but let's just say I'm not going upstairs. I'm air quoting for the private dance. That's now I'm not hating. Live your own life as long as everyone's consenting and nobody's being forced into an industry through years of abuse and neglect. Then fill your boots. But no. I don't go to the high tier dances. Let's put it that way, because I don't know why. I've just never wanted to kind of go that. It's not a moral thing. I've just never quite wanted to do that. I think the problem is like, you know, if you put my willy in your mouth, I'm going to fall in love with you. I'm far too emotionally invested in relationships to just, you know, pay and play and then roll out of bed at the end of an hour and just walk off and live my life without thinking about it. But hey, we're not here to judge. Safe space. Space Marine says, the Emperor of Man and me seeing the Emperor Mikey's spicy art. The holy music starts. Whereas YouTube says, I'm going to stop you right there and delete the thumbnail. I'm just going to stop you right there. That is YouTube with their thumbnail attitude. Time to get the angry Marines and bolter noises going in the background. Whilst you guys are talking about Space Marines and Warhammer, I'm sure I've mentioned this just recently, but have you guys all watched the Adaptus Astartes video, the fan-made Warhammer 40k video that's on YouTube? It's amazing. It's like 5 parts, really, really short, like altogether it's maybe 10 minutes long. And it is just the rhythm, the pace, the energy, the plot, like there's no dialogue. It's great. It is great. So I ended up finding that guy, dropping him a $5 on his like PayPal or whatever, because I was just like, hey, that was really good stuff, man. Let me just drink this. Ragpen01 says, Mikey, this is monolayer artists. Me cries in Dave Greco simping. He's the worst of them. Batman Dave Greco. He's an incredible artist and a top bloke, but he crushes his layers down to one layer just casually a lot, and it scares the hell out of me. It bursts my heart. Tearing me apart, Dave Greco. That's me every time. I just go into like Anakin memes whenever he merges his layers. God damn it. Let me sip some tea. Guys, as I mentioned, like I'm super tired. I'm thinking about how full my belly is of that stew. Not that I want to trigger anybody into cooking. Grim says, oh damn, Mikey went to the dark side. Grim, I did. I just dipped my toes in, don't worry. Do you remember that time I did some furry fan... There we go, I nearly said something else. Do you remember that time I did some furry fan art? You guys were like, that was another splitter. Half of your crowd were just like, no, Mikey. And the other half of you were just like, yeah, go on, a little bit more. Noah Granger says, viewer, Mikey, you're an amazing artist. Mikey, nope. Anyway, dude, look at your screen. You might not think you're amazing, but you're damn good. Hey, Noah Granger, that's very, very kind of you, man. I mean, bear in mind, like, in the last few draw of Mikey's, obviously not this one today, I've mostly been sharing, like, my more polished artwork because I'm doing a Patreon catch-up. But as these kind of series continue, every now and then we'll have the odd episode where I'm just going to show you, like, all of my failed attempts to draw something, or there'll just be a few sketchbook pages where maybe something's okay and the rest is really derpy. It is all ups and downs, no matter where you are, kind of like in that journey. So yeah, don't pedestal. Do not pedestal Mikey, okay? Never pedestal without consent. But there are much, much better people on here. And also, somebody on Twitter, another artist I follow, is kind of saying that there's a lot of people on YouTube who shouldn't be calling themselves teachers. Now, don't worry, I don't call or consider myself a teacher. I'm obviously just a bloke who wants to kind of get you into drawing. But there's a lot of bad habits that you can pick up around here, where you do kind of need to be careful. So, like, do kind of like try to have the most critical eye you can have possible. Like, watch loads of stuff, try to think about what does work and what doesn't. And it's all going to help you kind of find your own style. Don't blanket trust everything. Here's me. Here's old man Mikey telling you young'uns, you lovely things, not to blanket trust everything you read or see on the internet. But that goes for drawing tutorials as well. Try to just kind of find what works for you. Excuse me, I'm having a little burp there. Alan Crit Sharma says, Mikey, give me some anime suggestions. Me. He's never going to watch My Hero Academia. The other me. No, he never will. You double... Hey, one day. Okay, guys, look. You keep telling me to watch My Hero Academia, and I am down for doing it, but I've kind of had to explain that, you know, I'm going through some Jojo's, right? I'm going through some Jojo times, guys, okay, bear with. And, by the way, I've just added your comment to my notepad file, and I am indeed going to watch Boku no Hero eventually. Anyway, just watch it. The fight between Deki and Bakugo is so good. Sooner than later. Let me wrap up. So I said this last week. I was planning after JoJo's Season 4 to move over to Castlevania, but then some streamers who know a lot about Castlevania actually said I have to play Castlevania 3 and Sympathy of the Night before I watch the Netflix anime. It's just going to be a better way to do it. So yeah, in that gap, maybe I'll start Season 1 Boku no Hero. Maybe he says. No promises, but yeah, probably a good time to get into it is after JoJo's Part 4. So thank you for your patience, and then we can start doing some fan arts. Josh Anderson says, by the way, yes, She-Ra was an offshoot of sorts from He-Man's popularity. So she did exist, and I wasn't making it up in my head. Keep up the great inspiration, my dude. Well, thank you very much. Right back at you. Okay, She-Ra existed. She was a He-Man offshoot. So she had her own separate series, but it was like, is it like Superman and Supergirl? Oh, as well as He-Man, he had a cousin. Blah, blah, blah. December says, do Naruto and Tsunade next. It's only fair Naruto gets his revenge. Ooh, wait. Yeah, nobody's related, right? Yeah. Okay, maybe. And It's Deke says, you've gone way too far, Mikey. I'm unsubbing. Deke lied as he naturally... Deke lied as he breathed. Okay, guys. Okay. And C. Hogan says, all right, just for this one, Pain did nothing wrong. Did Pain do nothing wrong? Pain was just trying to build a better world of Shinobi. The only problem was, spoiler alert, is Pain wasn't really running the show, was he? It was all Toby pretending to be Madara, right? So it's difficult. Anyway, oh no, I get it now. Okay, I finally caught... Guys, Mikey's here. I've arrived. I finally caught up with you. So you're saying Pain did nothing wrong when Pain, spoiler alert for Boruto's dad, when Pain killed Jiraiya. Oh, I see. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hey! Man, I like Jiraiya. I liked it. Oh, God, you got so many haters. E.K. Lynch says, damn, he really had a hard time with this one. Oh, yeah. So this is it. Like, you probably saw me think out the pose many different times. In the first 10 minutes of last week's video, you just see me sketch, delete, sketch from a slightly different angle, delete. The overall relationship of the two characters was kind of varied a little bit here and there, but it was all about that kind of pose and that angle and then just how I was building it up. So yeah, it went through a lot of transformation and change. I tried not to lock myself down into anything too early that I didn't feel was quite up to par, although some of the very early poses worked absolutely fine, but the camera angle or our angle as a viewer wasn't high enough. We weren't looking down enough onto the scene for it to kind of work as a foil to the Tsunade piece. So there was plenty of times I was coming up with stuff and poses in that first 10 minutes of the video, which in real life is like hours, that I would have been more than happy with. But it was also trying to find something that fit and matched the other things. So I had kind of like locked myself into some early rule sets and had to kind of slowly draw myself into them in order to kind of, tick off the boxes for that one. So it's a different criteria than usual with my fan arts. Normally it's just kind of going with the flow and following my heart. Viridium Undaunted says, the cursed tag. Yes, indeed. And Greyhood says, Mikey, my dude, Rukia is definitely one of the top 3 waifus in Bleach. So I was saying Neliel, Orihime, and the Espada with the underboob. You know who I'm talking about, Shark Sword Lady. But you're saying Rukia is definitely a waifu as well. Yeah, maybe we need to add her in. And then, mate, isn't there like a grey-haired lady with a long ponytail? And then there's like the ninjutsu. And then oh my god, I've just forgotten her name. You know, the one who turns into a cat, the really, really hot one who looks Indian. Yeah, we got options. We got options, guys. Polnick Pole says, "Hi, Mikey." Hello there, Polnick. So what I might do is like, you know, pick a series, do 3 fan arts from that series, but that doesn't mean we're done. It just means done for now, come back later. Polnick Pole says, "Hi Mikey, please show how to draw different emotions on the faces of characters such as fear, gloom, anger, joy, if possible in a pencil, not using a tablet. With respect, Nikolai." Nikolai, thank you very much. Yeah, that is a great suggestion. That is on my to-do list. And what I was thinking of doing for that, in order to make sure that the tutorials aren't super long, is just kind of branch it into the directions of emotions going from one to extreme. So we could go how to draw a happy face to a crazy happy face to a, you know, Ohage kind of high-end emotions of happiness face, and then in the other direction down the scale, slightly unhappy, very unhappy, crying kind of face, and then like medium face, slightly annoyed, very angry, rage face, and just kind of, do you know what I mean? Kind of like follow a theme of emotions, leading from a very light version to a very extreme version, so we can talk about, you know, what happens to the features of a face and how you might be dealing with that when it comes to the anime way of expressing stuff. So yeah, that's a great suggestion, dude. Something I've been thinking about before. So it'll probably be across, like, you know, 3 or 4 different videos over time. M. Doan says, "If only you could live close to my region, I would have asked to be your student." Oh, don't worry, I don't take on students. The closest I do is like a feedback and paintovers and stuff on Patreon. In theory, when I'm caught up, it's not happening right now. But no, bless your hearts. There are better teachers out there. Sana Cactus says, "Hey Mikey." Hello there, Sana. First time commenting. Well, I'll love to have you. Would you consider doing Esdef drawing from a Kame ga Kill? Esdef, is she the ice lady? Yes, I would. I did a Kame a very, very long time ago. She needs redoing because it was obviously when I had a lot to learn and a lot more to study, and I still do right now, obviously. Yeah. We'll come to that. And Dylan77 says, "Oh my god, he read my comment! My literal idol, the man, the myth, the drawing legend, read my comment." Dylan, now you're 2 for 2. Holy shit. Beryl David says, "Naruto, in Angry Goat Guy from Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness voice." I don't even know who that is, by the way. That's my wife! Yeah, well, they're not married in Naruto Shippuden, right? In Naruto Shippuden, they're not even a couple. So, I don't know what you guys are moaning about. I really don't. Dollface says, "Mikey, it's midnight. Do you think I'm able to watch it? For serious? Is that even a question?" Of course. Guys, thank you very much for following along with these videos and giving them a watch. It's always lovely to have you, regardless of the time of day. And Hides in the Basement says, "My personal top 5 from the hip." Yeah, so what have you, lovely, delicious people, last week asked me, shooting from the hip, top 5 anime. So maybe I can't stand behind all 5 when it comes to a debate, but just think up 5 really, really rock solid animes that I would always recommend to people. So you got my selection last week. Yours, Hides in the Basement, says Neon Genesis Evangelion, Anno Hana, Bakemonogatari, Kekai Sensei, Blood Blockade Battlefront, oh my god, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Old schooling with the Yu Yu. Okay, pre-Hunter x Hunter, I like that. I've never heard of Anno Hana. Bakemonogatari is on my list of to watch because people always tell me to get involved with that. And for suggestions, I'd say Guilty Gear, I second that. My favourite female characters from that one are Milia, Jacko, Mai, Baiken. Oh, and that's it. Okay, let me just Control-C that as well. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you so much. Look, for reals. A, what artwork are you doing? B, tell me about those video games that really did it for you. C, any good anime waifus. I'm always open to suggestions. If you know any Hunter x Hunter ones, remind me. And Arian Martinez says, "I noticed you got surprised when somebody called you a professional. So I wanted to say that that was making work or money off what you do is called profession. Also, okay, well, I'm technically a professional, but I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't say that my standard is. Also, both of the I's in my name make a long E sound, and you need to start working out, Tubby. God damn you guys! I'll start saying your name properly when I start losing weight. Until then, god damn it, you bastards. Okay. Sabrina Afea Gonzaga says, my vanilla side says, no, why, Mikey? But my NTR side says, I approve. And Schizoid Game says, hey Mikey, hello there Schizoid, have you thought about doing a tutorial on sheer fabric? I can't find any good tutorials in digital art, even the traditional painting ones are not great. Sheer fabric, I'm going to Google that right now to see if I can understand what makes sheer fabric different from fabric. Is it just very, very, very thin hanging stuff? Oh, I see, so it's like baby pink chiffon. I'm looking at a lot of curtains. Oh, I see. So fabric that like really doesn't have its own rigidity, and so kind of drops into all of these folds and shapes that affect its opacity as well. Oh, sheer fabric jesses. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we'll come to that. We will come to that over time. Yeah, no, great suggestion. Let me just come back to where you are in the comments and grab that as well. Okay, Schizoid, thank you. And Stuart Prince Scapple says, he loves moaning. Edit. It would be nice if you did a tutorial on how to draw faces from angles other than 3/4. I mean, I've done a front 3/4 side before, but we do need to keep going into more and more angles, definitely. But you know, I've done a few. Just start looking back in the tutorials. And Randy Breadbox says, Mikey, this is all attainable through time and practice. And I'm feeling some determination. Randy, start drawing, guys. Start doing it. We can all do this together. And Anthony King says, watching this in the background and then hearing him say, I think you guys are just copying the shape from my tutorials, made me stop copying to write this comment. Yes, the hour-long videos and diving into the angles and basic shapes would be amazing. The reference sheet on my Patreon is already a great asset. Hey, I'm really pleased. And yeah. This is it. This is my fear. Like, I want to get you guys into drawing. I want you guys drawing. But I worry that my tutorials just become copy bait instead of actually teaching you stuff as well. But I only really know the one format. I just sit there and I just start talking and start drawing and hope that it goes well and then stop recording. So maybe I need to think my tutorials a bit more in advance. Peppercat Live says, am I the only person who watches this and doesn't draw spicy art? I think it's just a nice atmosphere to draw in. Hey Peppercat, thank you very much for the kind words. That's lovely to hear. That's all I want to do, guys. I want to foster a safe environment for us to work together in. And Zelina Albert says, that's so cool. The art, the colouring, and the shapes are beautiful. Zelina, thank you so much. And Ayatollah, oh wow, I've caught one of Ayatollah's comments. Says, solid work, mate. No questions here. Just nice to see you being productive. Nathan, thank you very much, man. Oh, I'm so random. I've caught you in my many comments. Oh, you kind people. Lotus Anderson says, my top 5 animes not in order are One Piece, Jojo, Dead Man Wonderland, and Hajime no Ippo. Oh, I've watched a Super Eye Patch Wolf video called Why You Should Watch Hajime no Ippo. He says like the way they do the arcs leading up to each major fight are really good. Dead Man Wonderland, I think I started watching that maybe. Is that like a guy goes to prison and then there's like another girl in the prison and she's weird? Jojo's obviously, and One Piece is fantastic, Lotus. Okay, good ones. Kenji Azora says, I love your content and enjoy hearing you talk. Thank you so much, guys. I've never commented on one of your videos before. I'm definitely a lurker. It's absolutely fine. I hope you have a good one, Fat Boy. Yeah. So guys, so basically one day, guys, I'm going to, in a Draw of Mikey episode, I'm going to be like, hey guys, guess what? I've started doing exercise. I feel great. I'm eating better. I'm starting to go for really short jogs or walks or whatever, and I'm lifting weights. But until I say that, you guys are allowed to call me fat in the comments until I do that. But once I do that, you guys better fucking lay off, okay? Get off my back. But until then, yeah, I am the fat boy. Okay, so that's allowed. God damn you guys. Rafe Norman says, I've never watched Naruto. What? But why have you got to do the poor guy like that? You've never watched Boruto's dad? Mate, where you been? And Nova, one of my first ever exposures to anime was back in the days of Kazaa and torrenting, when you're just like, oh, wow. If Napster taught us anything, do you remember Napster? It's that you can torrent stuff and it doesn't necessarily have to be music. So I started torrenting a random episode of a random anime. I just found somebody with something with really good seeding. And that was episode 7 of Naruto. I had never heard of Naruto in my life. All I knew is that I was downloading a Japanese anime. And I was like, okay, let's see what this is. I'm really into that stuff, but a bit more blindly back then. And yeah, it just turns out I downloaded the end of the Zabuza Kakashi fight, where, like, the first introduction where Naruto has to, like, Kagebunshin no Jutsu, and one of his clones is actually a fake and just a distraction for the fact that Naruto had turned into a Fuma Shuriken Kagemusha, a giant shuriken that he threw to Sasuke, but Sasuke threw a real one, but Naruto was a shadow shuriken hiding in the first shuriken shadow to get beyond Zabuza and get him to release for water prison technique that he's holding on Kakashi. That shit was blowing my mind. Until then, my only understanding of ninjas came from, like, old school Japanese cinema, like Wolf and Cub and stuff like that. Wolf and Cub? Am I saying that correctly? I really feel like my mind's not hitting accurately on memories. You know what I'm talking. Lone Wolf and Cub. Holy shit, there we go. So for me, ninjas were nothing but, you know, dressed in dark colours and, you know, living in the shadows and killing people and being nothing more than tools of usefulness. So the idea that there could be these bright, colourful ninjas with all these big, loud special techniques, mate, I had never seen anything like that in my life. It was blowing my mind. How could you not watch Naruto? Anyway, I'm not saying Naruto's perfect, but I am saying it's prevalent, and I'm very surprised you've not seen it. You're Adopted, hey, thank you very much, says, look, I just want you to draw Astalofo, whom is a femboy, to make me question my sexuality even more. Astalofo, hot fem, guys, we're gonna go through a hot femboy arc eventually of Mikey Megamega fan arts, so just deal with it. And Kent Richards says, oh no, why must you do this? Why? This is how you guys sound. No, I'm only kidding. And Catanedge says, so my copy of that Hotengeki How to Draw book arrived, and after flicking through it all, I've got to say, damn, that is good. Isn't it just? There's a reason why I keep recommending that one book. Tim, know your goddamn business. Hey, blast from the past. Says, seeing as you're asking about Bleach Girls, the answer is all of them, Mikey. Draw all of them. I know my 3 would be Orihime, Yoruichi, and Nell. Yeah, Yoruichi and Nell are really big for me. Strange that Rangiku isn't in there, but that's just me. Yeah, sometimes I just wonder if... I mean, there's going to be a solid 6. We're going to do Bleach twice, easily. But, yeah, is she maybe just a touch too obvious? I've got some work going on with my drawings. You brought up Trigun, but why not draw Millie? And the anime I like are High School D times D, some of Bleach, yeah, some. Rising of the Shield Hero, oh, I don't know that one, Dragon Ball Z, and Dr. Stone. And also enjoying My Hero Academia. Also, Mikey, if you haven't seen Dr. Stone, give it a watch and a read, it's really good. I have read, excuse me, burping, the first 1 or 2 chapters of Dr. Stone. It was back when I was just trying to work out if I was going to start reading that or The Promised Neverland. I went with The Promised Neverland in the end. Dr. Stone, yeah, it looks good. This kind of microcosm of having to restart society and kind of focusing on all these different situations and what people you bring back into the world as a result of that. Yeah, sounds like a very good concept. A really good hook, so to speak, to get us into it. So yeah, I'll give that a read. Do you know what? Actually, I really liked the art style. I think that is probably something I'm more likely to read than I am to watch the anime as well. So good slots, good way to fill those slots. King Godzilla says, it really is good to see you back, Mikey. Thank you very much, King Godzilla. I mean, like I said, I'm mostly mumbling and stumbling my way through today's episode, but it's a pleasure doing this on a regular again. It just reminds me to have some tea for no reason. Have you ever thought about working on making an original OC, an original artwork? Bitch, where you been? So, like, yeah, no, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I do. I have now coming up to 3 OCs. My first 2 OCs are Danny and Victoria, our lovely elf ladies. The third one I'm working on is Devil-chan. And I'm going to be introducing them into some kind of, like, narratives and stuff eventually. This is all post Patreon catch up, but yeah, we've got it, and I will be adding more. I feel like making your own original characters does help you grow as an artist. Have a great day, everyone. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can't just be doing fan art forever. I mean, I love doing fan art. I love taking an existing thing and like putting it through my slightly pervy lens and just kind of seeing what comes out the other end. But absolutely, having your own characters and like building them up and kind of doing their lore and their background. Oh, mate, I've rambled about this before. Yeah. I agree. D-Ben's Drawing Vids says, reads the title, knocks back a vodka. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So much emotional baggage you guys are holding on to. And somebody whose name is in Cyrillic, again, that I can't read. Oi biats. Wait, oi bitch? Wait, what? Okay, all I know is suka bliat. So I'm assuming the bliat part is bitch or something unkind. And then, so by the way, don't worry, they're not saying that to me. I remember last week somebody wrote their name in Cyrillic and then they told me how to pronounce their name in English. But I can't remember what the word it was that they said it sounded like. So anyway, it sounds like I might be able to read more language when I can. You never know. And Tutor Them says, this is one way to start my morning. Hey, fantastic. Also for anime recommendations, Tenchi Muyo. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Ryu Oki is a series that Tenchi Muyo Ryu Oki is a series that I've been into lately. It's got a very deep story if you do your research. Alright, mate. And on a side note, I plan to study Japanese so that I can read and translate the GXP novel series that explains a bunch more about the Tenchi Muyo series that the anime couldn't show. Oh, you're a hardcore fan, Tutor Them. Good to know. Okay, let me just, let me copy this. Tenchi Muyo to put in for later. Curve says, Mikey's performance style cracks me up. My performance style? Holy shit. So thanks to all you lovely people for tuning into. Oh my god, you guys! Okay, I understand. So that was me just reading a bit. I love it, you get so excited. Mate, I just got my heart on my sleeve. By the way, and performance style, thank you very much. I mean, I'm trying to relate to you guys. I'm trying to like, really just not sit here and be like, hello guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Next comment. Rushkun says, hey, I like your works, but this one. So, I'm trying to be alive. But bear in mind, like, you're going to have a Draw of Mikey episode where, like, I'm totally just passed out or zoinked, or if I have to record them early in the morning and I'm just super tired. But sometimes, guys, it's really nice. Like, actually recording this gives me energy, I swear to God. Like, I will start a lot of episodes, if you go back, where I'm relatively tired or chill in the morning, and by the end of the hour, I'm just like, oh, man, it's really nice reading for your comments. Anyway, by the way, Mikey, do a set of push-ups right now. Curve, you cannot tell me what to do. I'm not just going to drop everything and go off-piste and just do a really quick 5 pushies. Just a really quick one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too easy. Mate, too easy. Now, I might not be fit and healthy, but back in the day, 3 years ago, when I was exercising, it's nearly 4, mate, I was a push-up king. Okay, this is not a lie. I could only do like 2 or 3 of them at a time, but I could do one-handed, one-legged push-ups. So only say my right hand and my left foot is touching the floor. Mate, big times. So I've still got it like in there, but the problem is I've got no cardio and I've got no longevity. So I'm trying to hide it, but I'm now breathing incredibly hard. I'm just like... and that's not going to go away for a really long time. Like I've got no recovery. So yeah, thank you so much for dictating what I need to do. But yeah, exercise. And Summer Squad Titus 20 says, Mikey, you should watch my teen romantic comedy Snafu. It's coming out with a 3rd season soon, and it's really an amazing anime. You guys have the amazing suggestions. Thank you so much. Let's go over here. Okay, this is great. Oh, I'm sweating so hard. And Drawing Like a Crack says, hey Mikey, hello there DLHC. Can you do some fan arts of Street Fighter 5 ladies? I would like to see that. So, same question again, guys. Obviously, you've been very specific about which iteration of Street Fighter we're talking about. Thank you, that does help. But who are the ladies? Who are the top 3 Street Fighter 5 ladies? I only know the basic ones. And by basic, I do mean like they're awesome. Chun-Li, Thunder Thighs, Cammy, Top Legs. Vega's a pretty boy? That's all I know. Like, who are the other Street Fighter 5 ladies? I really can only remember, like, Cammy and Chun-Li. Does Ryu have, like, an apprentice as well? Who's like a Japanese fighting schoolgirl? Am I remembering this? Am I getting confused? Yeah. No, hit me up. But, give me some examples of ladies. I mean, I will Google it. Don't you worry. In fact, let me just... I'm just typing. Don't worry, I'm not going to sit here quietly and do my research now, but I'm just going to type that into Google to look at afterwards, because I do remember the reason why I'm so interested is I remember that a lot of Street Fighter fan art, like, and a lot of Street Fighter comic art, the constructions of the muscles and like how extreme they make these characters look is really, really good stuff. It's really fucking incredible. So yeah, we'll come back to that. Minvoski Particles says, this needs to be a dojin. Minvoski, it's called Patreon. And Prada G says, why does this make me glad Jiraiya died? So again, this is just, this is a very accurate reflection, I think, of people's responses. You either loved it or you hated it. So thanks for letting me know. The man in the line says, I never imagined Mikey would draw NTR. It's just suggested NTR. It's just a little bit of, come on, just a little bit of something. And Jan Day Ritz says, Kurenai times Kisame sounds like a good idea. So I'm thinking like maybe Kurenai's like she's down on the floor. Don't worry, not like anything salubrious. Like she's just sitting on her bum. Do you know what I mean? But maybe she's down on the floor and like she's surrounded by like Sasuke and Kisame, who are kind of just, you know, just helping her up or something. We'll work it out. And Yannick Linson says, hi Mikey. Hello there, Yannick. I have a question. Go ahead, dude. I'm having kind of an art block at the moment. Do you have any tips how to get out of it? Greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, lovely to have you. And my top 5 anime are One Piece, Naruto Shippuden, Code Geass, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia? Wow, I've never heard of that. If only somebody would suggest that I watch that. It's probably no good. I'll probably never see it. Dude, Code Geass. Is that the one where the dude has the eye and it makes people do stuff? This sounds really familiar. I feel like we've been over this before, but like, yeah. I think somebody recommended or somebody warned me that Code Geass is a great example of an anime where the first season's really, really good and then the second season falls off the side of a cliff. So you want to stop at season 1 Code Geass? Is that true? Because I'll follow that game plan. Anyway, Yannick, thank you very much. Your question, however, art block. I talk about this a lot. It's a very common question, dude. Come away from your artwork, go for a walk, go hang out with your mates, go have a pint at the pub, go sleep on it. If you're feeling art block and you don't have to worry about a deadline, and honestly, like, you can make, if you've got the self-control, you can just force yourself to continue drawing. Just work on the bits where you know what to do versus bits that you don't, and then worry about the bits that you can't do later. Do what you can now instead of turning the entire process into a I can't draw. Oh, I really want to do the hair of this character, but I've got no idea what to do about it and I'm feeling blocked. Well, don't stop drawing. Do the clothes of the character, do another part of the piece, work on something else, and then come back to the hair later and you might have it. But overall, if you don't have to worry about the deadlines, come away from the art. Pinterest, read books, find loads of input that really gets your art juices flowing. Come back to it a little bit later. Minea Radu says, Rangiku or Orihime is what got me into H about 15 years ago. Oh shit. God, I'm old. Anyway, those two and maybe Rukia to keep it in the Soul Society arc. Oh, Soul Society ladies first, other ladies second. Ooh. Yeah, oh, that's not a crazy bad idea, actually. I'll think about it. Minhea. It was Orihime's busty lifestyle that got you on that H, huh? And let me just get down here. Macademo says, oh my lord, I nearly unsubbed just because of a thumbnail. Of all of the things you could do, why Naruto? Yeah. Are you still with us? Have you unsubbed? I mean, I understand if you have, but hi and welcome and thanks for the feedback. And Filippo DX says, hello there, Filippo. Could you make a video on how to draw yourself into an anime character? Thanks for all your videos. That's a really interesting one, Filippo. I struggle with that. I mean, it's a great suggestion, but I struggle with that because, how to put it? I think it's much easier, and I'm using air quotes to cover some very, very broad topics here. I know I'm not being specific, but I think it's much easier to take someone with a likeness and draw them in a Western comic style, because a lot of what describes a person's face is their nose. It's the eyes, it's the nose, it's the shape of the face and the proportions. And what anime is famous for doing is reducing characters' noses down to just dots or nubbins or just lumps that catch the light. Or in Bleach, they've all got the exact same shaped nose, a line down the left-hand edge and 2 nostrils at the bottom sort of thing. And And anime has a tendency to focus on different things, but really kill the characterization around the nose for the sake of cuteness or visual anime appeal, which in turn means it can be very, very hard to ideally capture someone's likeness in that anime form. That being said, no, it's a great idea. I should probably come along to doing that sooner than later. That's something I'm just thinking in mind about doing some Apex Legends characters fan arts. And I mean, there's, we can do fan arts for years and years. We'll never be done. But with that in mind, I was just like, it's kind of hard to really summarize up these characters in any way that makes them still look like the original designs from a video game. You have to almost learn to let that go and just approach it from an anime side point instead. Like, give them the same haircut, the same outfit, the same uniform, maybe similar eyes. But other than that, like, you're just kind of animating your way into the face if you want to do an anime fan art, which may not relate as directly as you'd hope back to the original. So trying to find a middle ground of that kind of stuff is often like, swings and roundabouts, swings around. I think Rake, or Ray Q, my boy Rake, big inspiration to me when I was starting out. He does that pretty damn well. He has this really sexy, curvy anime style, yet he can still really grab likenesses. He'll do like X-Men comics or X-Men characters fan arts and really, really nail it. So he's got like a really solid middle ground that I think is quite strong. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. That's not a bad suggestion. Asked out of curiosity says, a second man on Mikey Mega Mega's channel. What year is this? That's right. I'm not directly doing fan arts of men yet. Never say never. But I'm trying to include other stuff in the artwork, not just characters standing in nothing in a single color background. Don't get me wrong, I will still do that because it's, takes less time and it gets ideas out of the way. But I'm just trying to have characters in environments doing things. Not really interesting environments, but just something that fills the rest of the page and gives it a sense of composition without kind of ruining or taking away from the center focus of attention. And with that long sentence, let me drink some more tea. Guys, what are you working on in the background? Guys, tell me about those video games. Guys, get in the comment section. Get in there and let me know. And let's go down here. Shido-chan says, I really like your art. Thank you very much for the kind words, Shido-chan. And Kondoichi says, hi, fat boy. Fuck. Thank you, Kondoichi. With this quarantine, I'm really into One Piece. I would like to see you drawing some Ichiro Oda proportions. Could at least be funny. Thank you very much for the help, indirectly, to get better in English and directly better in drawing. Hey, are you listening to this to help with your English skills? That pleases me. If you can, sometimes I'll talk a little bit too quickly. Sometimes my words just all speed together. It's like, does anybody watch those later episodes of I'm Alan Partridge, where he's got a Polish wife and he just talk really fastly and she can't understand you. Stop getting Bond wrong. Anyway. Long story short, thank you very much for the kind words. And yeah, One Piece ladies. I mean, the obviouses are, Ginger Thief Lady, Bubble Cloud Lady, Handy Hand Lady. I forget their names. Oh, Nico Robin. There we go. The other one. I'm so sorry. Like, I do know this. I do love One Piece, but I haven't read the manga for so long, and I'm so forgetful when I'm hungry, even though I've just eaten. And, we were talking about the bunny girl last week, weren't we? Yeah, she was good. Look, there's so many characters. One Piece is really something. Really, really something. Gold Experience Requiem says, so when you're drawing for clothes, you need to create new layer? Yeah. If we're talking about the way I do things in Photoshop, new layers for all of the hard separate bits. Skin, clothes, different items of clothing. Each different thing has its own layer, and I use each of those separate blocked out layers as clipping masks to kind of paint all the extras and techniques and stuff into. And Jack Cook says, Netflix's She-Ra is surprisingly good. I grew up watching He-Man, but Netflix did an amazing job with She-Ra. I binge watched everything when they released. Highly recommended. Oh shit, really? Okay, let me just add that to the thing. She-Ra is that good. I thought She-Ra was really, really old. I thought it was as old as He-Man. I didn't realise it was a Netflix readaptation. And Fin1 says, this is one of the few ships I wish I could unsee. I love your work, though. No, thank you very much for letting me know. Have we got time for just one more comment? Belly. Americo says, this guy has a clean history in his browser. I want to learn to draw to create my own anime. Is that a reference to me enjoying my own artwork a little bit too much in an adult fashion? Because trust me, you don't. Like other people's, sure, but your own, nah. You only see your own hard work. We've covered all these topics before. Guys, thank you so much for getting involved in today's episode. Thank you very much for all of your feedback, good, bad or otherwise, in the last Hinata NTR shipping. Get yourself in the comment section of this time. With any luck, I'll read it next week. But most importantly, look after each other. Much love to anybody who's coming out of some personal horrible experiences on Twitter. And take care.
Mikey, mega, oh baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart?